So, I definitely lied in my last video when I said I was going to be posting every Wednesday. Sorry. Right after that, I enrolled in a writing class at the Loft Literary Center, and you probably don't know what that is unless you live in the Twin Cities, but it's a place where professional authors, published authors, will give classes to like amateurs, and also sometimes people just get there. They have a coffee shop downstairs, and you can just write, or sometimes writing groups get together down there, things like that. But mostly, it's classes. They also have their own publishing house. But I was there to take a class. It was about 2.5 months long. Basically, since the week after my last video, I've been doing this class, and it was from 6 to 8. My sister would get home at 5. During that time, I'd have to do homework because I had school the next day. It was just a big whole thing where I was not able to do videos. And now that class is over, but I still probably won't be able to write any more or do videos on Wednesdays. But I'm not sure. It won't probably be really a regular thing. I'm just going to keep trying to make them when I can, because now I'm in a play, and I'm the lead, so I'm going to have to be at every rehearsal, and so far the rehearsals have been Mondays and Wednesdays, but we'll see. I mean, right now we're at a very beginning stage. After Christmas break, we'll have a more set schedule, and who knows when that'll be. I don't. But I did want to talk about an interesting thing that happened at my writing class. So, on the first day, I got there a little early, and I sat down so there's it's like a U-shaped table. Actually, it was a whole square, I think. And I was sitting on this side, and the door's over here. And so I could see the door. And I'm sitting there, I was writing something down or reading or something, and I hear somebody walk in. So I look up, and it is one of my teachers and from my high school. And I'm not going to say which teacher or what they teach or anything like that, just in case one of my classmates or something sees this video and he doesn't want it on the internet. Who knows? But I had a teacher at my class, and so he walks in, and we both see each other, lock eyes, and we're both like, oh my god, what the heck? And then he sits next to me and doesn't say anything the entire class until we have to go around a circle and say something about ourselves, like introduce ourselves, kind of. And so I said that I was a senior in high school, blah blah blah. When it got to his turn, he said, "I'm her teacher," and I was like, "Yeah." And everyone was like, "Oh my god, that's so awkward." And I was like, "Yeah, I know." And then as class was leaving, or class was ending, I stood up and he goes, "So this is weird." And I go, "Yep." And he said, "See you tomorrow." And I said, "Bye." And then I left. And then the next day, in class with other people around us who could, hear what we were saying, he comes up to me and goes, "So was last night on the down low?" And I said, "I don't care." And he said, "I just don't want people to ask you about me." And I said, "Okay." And then he walked away. But if I hadn't told you the first part of that story, I just told you this part, what would you have assumed last night meant? And other things happened in that class too. I mean, those were the main two, big things that happened in that class with him. I mean, obviously I worked on my own story, and I got a lot of good feedback, actually. It was really helpful. I think I might have made some friends who will be at least writing, buddies, I guess. We'll send each other our stories and get feedback, that kind of thing. And I think that could be, at least for the foreseeable future, something that we're planning on getting together once a month after this. So, I mean, that would be nice. It would be nice to have, because so far the only people I ever show my my stories to are just friends. I mean, they're actually on the internet. I think I've given you the link before. I'll just put the link in the thingy underneath it again, if I haven't before, or even if I have, just so you've got it if you want to read any of my stuff. But anyway, I've mostly just given it to friends, and even if they're really good readers, they might not necessarily be writers, and so it is different to have someone be like, "I like this and I don't like that, and this is why, and here's what you can do to fix things," and that kind of thing, versus just, "Oh yeah, that's good." And a lot of the times people are just going to say it's good just to be nice, but I want real, I don't want you to be mean. I mean, there's a difference between being mean and being honest, but, yeah, I just, it was nice. But some other stuff happened with that teacher. For example, we had to read at least 2 different sex scenes and then talk about it with each other. There's this one person who had this book that was lots of sex scenes. Actually, I think it was 2 different. there's like 3 different romance books, and 2 of them, we had to read a page of everyone's work aloud to the class. Like, one person read it aloud, and then we went around the circle and like talked about it. And 2 different people gave their pages as sex scenes, and so I had to talk about that with my teacher, my guy teacher. It was weird. But I do have to say, if one of my teachers had to be in a writing class with me, I'm glad it was him, because I feel like he is a very open person anyway in class. He doesn't like, I mean, obviously he's professional, but he can't be that much older than us. And so it's like, it wouldn't be as weird as if it were like one of my teachers who's like 60 years old or something like that. At least he's a friendly guy, and he's close to our age, and, you know, we get along. And I do well in the class. I mean, I do well in all my classes, but it's one of my better classes, so I didn't have to have him be like, you didn't turn in your homework, and I'm like, I'm sorry, or whatever, in writing class. So that's been the last couple months for me. So yeah, looking forward, I'll be working on this play, which I actually will not only be performing at my high school, but at another theater in town. So when that comes up, and we're doing it at the theater in town, not my high school, I may be giving out dates and times and location if there's any interest. That about sums it up. I think if I can make a video next week, it'll probably be a book review, but I'm not 100% sure. It'll depend on, right now I'm reading Sense and Sensibility, which has been the best Jane Austen book I've read. This is my 3rd Jane Austen book. It's the best one I've read yet. I love it so much. It feels like a TV show. It's like so, like, I'm all the time calling my boyfriend or texting my boyfriend and being like, oh my gosh, you'll never guess what happened in Sense and Sensibility. And he'll be like, okay, I don't care. But he'll listen, of course. But, yeah, so if I finish that in time, I'll probably end up doing a review on that, though I'm sure it's been done before. I don't really care because I like it. So, till then,